You can't keep it real if you really don't trust me. Come with a real, you here up in the front, so you get my meals. So I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Coming with a dank, scrolling that tank, rolling with the gang. You sitting out on the sideline tripping, I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin. Yeah. I'm okay.
Oh yeah, baby! Heavyweights live after the trade deadline. Detroit Lions made the move. Brad Holmes pulled the trigger. He got Za'darius Smith and a 7th round pick from the Browns for a 5th and 6th round pick of the Detroit Lions. Za'darius Smith only owed $605,000 or $608,000 this year.
Dub.
He's got his contract next year, which is not guaranteed at all.
Nope.
So if the Lions don't like it, it doesn't work, they can just move on. But Za'darius Smith is officially a Detroit Lion. And as of right now, as of 9:30, whenever the trade actually officially went through, Za'darius Smith is first amongst active team on this players. Amongst active players on this team. In sacks, he is first amongst active players on this team in quarterback pressures.
Hurries.
And everything you want when it comes to harassing the quarterback. Brad Holmes went out there and he got himself an edge rusher to try to make this Super Bowl run, and I love it.
How can you not? I mean, this is the one thing we wanted done. It's been the one thing for me personally, just to bring this team over the hump of contender, just like in the dance to Super Bowl, like one of the two, one of the three, one of the four.
Yeah.
However many you consider to be Super Bowl contenders every single year. My list is quite limited, to be honest with you. Detroit Lions back in that conversation for me. And to be honest with you, they weren't too far off. Just the way I watched them manage these games without Aiden Hutchinson, the offense has been fucking elite. The game planning's been freaking elite. It's truly amazing. I read something coming in today that in preparation for that game on Sunday and every single practice, Dan Campbell made sure every single one of those balls in practice were absolutely drenched.
Yeah.
And it showed. Because in that game, Jordan Love fumbled 3 times. Recovered them, but bad snaps. Didn't have the normal center. Jared Goff kept those things. But now you add that pass rush for if that guy fumbles next time, you have an opportunity to get that ball.
Yeah.
And it also helps you out so many other ways, too. A lot of people look at the football for some reason, Stick, as one player, that's all the success. It all goes to that guy. No, but now Za'darius Smith continues the projection of Brian Branch. Now Za'darius Smith continues that projection of Kirby Joseph. Guys on record pace. I read today, Kirby Joseph.
Yeah.
The 14 picks. We had a conversation, and I admit, like Chris said, I did back down because it sounded fucking crazy. 14 interceptions. You know, the only other person to do that in the first 3 seasons, Spenny, to this point, you know who it was?
Edward Reed.
Edward Reed. Ed Reed. And once upon a time, I was in front of this very same microphone, and I said, yeah, I think he could be. Now, I was scared to say it. I was nervous to say it because it sounded fucking crazy at the time. But Ed Reed.
Florida Dogs, man. 2 Florida Dogs.
But Za'darius Smith helps him continue that trajectory on this season. Helps your prediction for him leading the league in interceptions.
Yes.
It's bolstered the pass rush you really needed. And I mean, there's so many pieces of this team already, but he just helps. He helps, and I absolutely would too. Ali McNeil.
100%, dude.
You brought up the 27 pressures for Za'darius Smith. Ali McNeil, 26. That's something that's going to help that pop off. I think you see a little bit of resurgence of him too. Dude. This is all we wanted.
This is all you wanted.
I mean, obviously you wanted a little bit more. And there's no shame in wanting that. Like, you could fucking, like, I don't understand it. Some of my friends, some of the guys in the industry reporting on this team kind of just like shaming me for wanting Max Crosby, shaming me for wanting Myles Garrett. I'm sorry.
Eat shit.
I'm a fan of the fucking team, bud.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to want what's best for it.
I'm not sorry. I saw that going around out there, too. All these pretentious assholes that are like, oh, well, could we not do this? Let's not do that. Shut up and enjoy it. Brad Holmes answered the prayers. He went out. You needed an edge rusher. He went out there and he got you an edge rusher.
Yes.
So shut the fuck up and enjoy what Brad Holmes has gifted you. Enjoy Za'darius Smith as a Detroit Lion, because I know I am. Because I was asking for an edge. I said we needed an edge. I said if we're serious about winning a Super Bowl, go get an edge. And that's what Brad Holmes did. So shout out to him for going out there, getting a guy that is first amongst active players in sacks, pressures, hurries, anything you want when it comes to harassing quarterback on this team already. It's a beautiful thing. It really is.
And I smile again because, I thought initially probably like a 5th that could like become a 4th upon production or however far the Detroit Lions make it. This guy actually cooked to a point where like, you gave a 5th and a 6th, but really that 6th is more of a pick exchange because you grabbed the 7th from them. So you really just got Za'darius Smith for the 5th.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Because our 7th was going to be I mean, our 6 is going to be towards the back of that draft class anyway. Probably the last pick of the round because they're going to be Super Bowl champions. No big deal. And their 6 not going to be far off because, or their 7 is not going to be far off because they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league.
Yeah, it's all pretty close to each other. And you look, Aaron Broussard in the Woodward Sports chat says, "Bro, you literally looked into the camera yesterday and begged Max Crosby to force trades." You're goddamn right, I did.
You fucking absolutely right.
Because I wanted one of the best pass rushers in the NFL on the Lions. Do you not want that?
I don't understand.
It's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Don't understand.
And now, Za'Darius Smith is a Detroit Lion. And Max Crosby can die in mediocrity in Las Vegas. I don't give a shit about Max Crosby anymore. He's not a Lion. Za'Darius Smith is. Brad Holmes went out and got a guy.
Couple numbers on Za'Darius Smith real quick, and I want to get Nick's reaction as well as Chris's. But 5 sacks in the season. That's 17th on the year, according to PFF. 20 hurries. That's 19th on the year, according to PFF. Both top 20 guys you got for a 5th rounder. Keep that in mind. Overall grade, 73.6. That's 31st. 71.1 pass rush grade and 65.9 run defense. And 27 total pressures, as we alluded to earlier. That's 23rd in the league. He's a power rusher. He's creative, he's veteran, he's savvy, he's a former All-Pro. This is a W. This is absolutely a W, and I'm proud that fucking move happened.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's exactly what they needed. We've heard multiple times from people all over the place. What else do the Lions need? What do the Lions need to fill? This was it. You just needed an edge rusher. We could have used 2. We could have used any amount of help on the edge. That's what you needed. Pretty much every other position on this team is solidified. And so you went out there and you got someone. It's awesome.
The biggest thing to me, obviously, you needed the edge help. The last 3 games really, it opened my eyes to how bad we were. You know, we missed Davenport. We miss, obviously, the biggest guy in our defense, Aiden Hutchinson. And then you think about the depth that we had that we are also missing in John Kaminsky not being on that edge anymore, Pascal being hurt. This was a glaring hole that I've seen, and luckily we were able to win the last 3 games. But Za'Darius Smith coming in now, he's instantly the best pass rusher on this team, and I think he's going to eat, to be quite honest, next to DJ Reader and Ali McNeil in the middle. He's going to be able to get a lot of looks on the outside, and I think he's going to be extremely successful. An underrated thing in this, he is a locker room guy. Dan Campbell type guy. He's going to fit right in, gel right in this locker room. No doubt about it. Love the acquisition of Smith here.
And happy birthday to our guy Steve-O Baby in the Woodward
Steve-O
Sports
Baby.
chat. So
happy birthday, man.
It's my birthday, man. What the hell? And yeah, Brad Holmes gives you a birthday present on your birthday. It's awesome. You're going to show up for my birthday party.
Birthday gift. I'm sorry. Chris, what was your reaction? Did you scream like a girl?
No, but they just got Za'Darius. No, no. I was very excited. I had just gotten to the other job, and as you know, it's very much sports culture there. So we didn't even sit down for the first 45 minutes. We were just talking about this Lions trade and what could be next and all of that. So I am gonna lie, I was a little bit when it happened. Maybe I was just numb to it because that was the name that was floated around so long.
Yeah,
I was more so kind of just looking forward to, like, okay, the next domino. Like, who else are we gonna get? I think we're getting somebody else. But once that kind of dissipated and I just kind of was okay with the trade, I was really happy. I was satisfied. This is a team that, you know, obviously has the Super Bowl aspirations, and they can do it now. And what better to reflect it than my cash out for the Lions Super Bowl going up a little bit, boys. Going up a little bit in dollars.
Brad Holmes Aura says they talk sports at the gay bar, Chris. That's pretty weird. Luigi Gaming says, does Smith play this Sunday? Yeah, he's going to play this Sunday, and he's going to start this Sunday. And he's going to sack C.J. Stroud this Sunday. Like, dude, this is just awesome. It's awesome. Because you remember how dejected we felt?
Yeah.
This is the move we were looking for last year. It's the same move we wanted them to make this year, and this year they went out and got him. And, like, I've seen it in the chat a couple times. He is on contract, on wax for next year as well.
Yeah.
So when Aiden Hutchinson, you know, who was the best player in the NFL until he got hurt, comes back, he's got Za'Darius Smith to be his bookend edge rusher on the other side of him, with Ali McNeil and DJ Reader in the middle.
I don't know if it's the same, but leading into week 9, they're posting like leading rushers
Yeah.
in the league, and Aiden Hutchinson was still number 2. Not just like barely hanging on at number 8, number 2 in the league
Yes.
in sacks, and
He's
I think he was still
he's-
1 or 2 in pressures as
He's
well.
tied for like 3rd or 4th in the league in sacks still.
I mean, when he comes back, and mind you, Shefty was on NFL Live before I came in, and he reminded everybody, and everybody at the desk looked at him like crazy, but this is Shefty.
Yeah.
All right? With Mr. Pretentious beat reporter that's going to judge just for making this comment, he kept, Aiden Hutchinson can come back, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
It's not out
For
of
the Super Bowl.
It's not
Yes.
out of the realm of possibility for Aiden Hutchinson to play in the Super Bowl if he is healthy. Obviously,
It sounds
everything-
crazy saying that's why it took me
sounds crazy
a minute to
but
get it out. But
it
yeah.
is in the realm of possibility. Obviously, everything would have to go right. Couldn't have any setbacks. He would have to be superhuman healing ability, which is probably what Aiden Hutchinson has because he's a superhuman already. But it's not out of. I don't expect it to happen when the Lions win the Super Bowl this year. I don't expect Aiden Hutchinson to be a part of it, unfortunately. But it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yeah, don't they have to put him on like a season-ending IR? And once you do that, he can't come back no matter what. And the Lions haven't done that.
IR
I
4
believe
weeks,
that's
he come
how-
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that, but isn't there a specific season-ending IR where it's like it's just an extended grace? It's for this season, but once you put somebody on that, you can't come back. I was having that conversation with my brother, and he mentioned that to me. I don't know if that's actually a true thing, but
Yeah,
it makes
they have-
sense that the Lions didn't put him on it if it's true.
Once they're cleared from the IR to practice, they have a 21-day window, whether they're activated or going to season-ending IR.
Okay, so there
But
is
he's
such
not
thing
going to be
as a
cleared to practice
season-ending
because
IR.
he's got a broken
Yeah.
leg.
Yeah, he's good.
Okay.
If there's any risk of re-injuring, it is the Super Bowl, but he's also a young DN. Like, I don't know if I'm not expecting it either, Spenny. I don't think any fan should expect it, but he is a superhuman. Just a quick update on some of those ridiculous stats. He has 1 more sack and 3 more quarterback hits than Max Crosby.
Yes.
That's insane.
And Max Crosby, he's all about winning, obviously, by his actions. Have fun winning in Las Vegas. We're going to be winning Super Bowls. I am
Fear and loathing in Las Vegas now, buddy.
Yeah,
Have
a
fun.
lot of fear and loathing down
Have
there.
fun.
I can't put that all on him though, because
I
I imagine the Raiders didn't want to trade him.
That sucks.
You think he could have just absolutely forced his way no matter what?
Literally,
if he
someone
wanted
on
to?
his team did that this year.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Forget Max Crosby until maybe next year.
But that's
doors,
also why-
doors always open, Max. But
Yeah.
Za'Darius Smith is a Detroit Lion. Hopefully, Josh Pascal, Wingo will be back. What does that look? Your defensive line rotation. Now, obviously, you got the big guys in the middle. We'll talk edge rotation.
Yes, sir.
You got to assume if everybody's healthy, your starting pair would be Za'Darius Smith and Josh Pascal.
Absolutely.
And then in rotation, you have Isaiah Thomas, you have Levi Onwuzurike, you have Ukwu. Does he stay on the team?
Ukwu.
When is John Kaminsky eligible to return to this team?
He's not eligible till not even eligible, but like health
He won't be
wise
available
to
until
playoffs.
Playoffs, yeah.
I know people were talking about that too after the injury happened to Aiden Hutchinson. That's not the case. He's also out until later on to the playoffs. But we do got some bills to pay. We get back. We'll talk about the impact of Za'Darius Smith on the Detroit Lions defensive line. And Mo, but first, tell us about Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness, no matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by. There are more
Who's
than
Mo?
50 in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, a friendly, knowledgeable staff, in a totally judgment-free atmosphere. Did you know all Planet Fitness memberships include fitness training for no extra cost? Want all the perks? Upgrade to the Black Card, get you some amenities like hydro massage, total body enhancement, and access to over 2,500 locations worldwide, and unlimited guest privileges. For more information or to join today, go to planetfitness.com or visit Planet Fitness in person. Planet Fitness, where fitness is essential.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law got your back. As a matter of fact, if you tell them the heavyweight sent you, they will pay your first-time filing fee. Scan the QR code above my head or dial 248-971-0476. Contact Kevin and Catherine. 10+ year experience, 24/7 availability at KDK Law.
What up, though, everybody, and welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on Woodward Sports. Smash that like button. For Easy, for Nick, for Chris, I am Spencer. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. And for the newest Detroit Lions, Za'darius Smith.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to the city. I'm excited, man. I am just extremely excited. A lot of people speculated maybe he's doing more. Some names were thrown out there. A lot of names stayed in place. Kind of a low-key trade deadline this year.
I feel like, I don't know, man. I mean, we had some earlier trades, like DeAndre Hopkins happened a week earlier. I feel like there's something else happening a little sooner than that, too.
Uche.
Devonta Adams,
Amari
Uche, Mark Cooper, a lot of those things came like a little earlier. So, yes and no, but NFL trade deadline's never really active. Like, I feel like this might be kind of up there, to be honest with you. Usually you don't see stuff like that. It's not the NBA.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what trades we saw last year. But either way, the only trade that actually matters is Za'Darius Smith being traded to the Detroit Lions for a 5th and 6th round pick. The Lions also getting a 7th in return. What would you grade this deadline for Brad Holmes?
So it was tough because maybe I have I don't know, man. Like your Super Bowl window is now.
Yeah.
Say what you guys want. I think this team is lesser without Ben Johnson, right? And that's probably more than likely going to be the case come next year.
Yeah.
So for me, I did have, I don't want to say higher expectations. No, I'll say higher expectations at the deadline because I wanted to cash in on like that Von Miller-esque trade. But in fairness to Brad Holmes, it takes two to tango. And they did make the call reportedly, according to Yahoo Sports and Detroit News, on the Max Crosby and the Raiders, as reported by Adam Schefter, as emailed from Mark Davis to ESPN, was not available. So in fairness to them, it takes two to tango. I got to go B+. I just think the exchange you made here, the 6th and the 7th, like you getting back that 7th as well as giving away 6, again, that's a swap. Equal out to me. Don't care. Because our 6th round is going to be the last pick of that round regardless, right? Because we're winning the freaking Super Bowl. Yeah. So essentially a 5th round pick for a former All-Pro who could play multiple spots in your defensive line. I think he jump in and play right away because he's that veteran piece too. He's also dominated the NFC North as a Packer, as a Viking. It's a B+.
Yeah.
B+ for me.
I agree. I was thinking A- B+ range is what makes sense because we did talk about possibly getting another guy, possibly getting a pair of guys with Za'Darius Smith and someone else. And there were guys out there. I mentioned Jadeveon Clowney on BDE as being a guy I'd love to see if they could throw, another 7th or 2 7ths at to get Jadeveon Clowney, a 7th round pick in James Houston or something like that. And they ended up not doing it, which is fine. It's just fine because we talked about you're down Josh Pascal. Well, hopefully he'll be back. You were down, obviously, Aiden Hutchinson and Marcus Davenport for the year.
Kind of weird they kept Jadeveon Clowney. Isn't he like a 1 to 2 year deal too?
Yeah, he's got one more year after this year on his deal.
I don't understand why you wouldn't go get assets for that. You're not.
Yeah, it's the Panthers.
Yeah.
That's the Carolina Panthers. That's
Whatever.
the dumbest. I said it on BD. I was like, I highly doubt Jadeveon Clowney is still on the Panthers after today. I would love to have seen him trade to the Lions, but I was like, they're going to move him to somebody.
Panthers did win a trade today.
The Panthers definitely won a trade against old Dementia Jerry.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
We're going to talk about those later. We got an Around the League coming up for all the different trades. But for this one, I'm going to give it a B+ for the Detroit Lions. An A+ would have been one of the top fish, or it would have been 2 guys like we were talking about. But Za'Darius Smith fills a need. He fills a hole. You're still a little thin at the edge position, but this is a big gap filler for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we'll still work, guys going to hit the come off IR or be released, be on waivers, guys on practice team. Like, we'll still facilitate and grab pieces that way. But I'm with you. I kind of said this since the beginning. As good as Za'darius Smith has been in the past, he is 32 years old. If you look at like the underlying numbers in terms of like pass rush win rate, those things are kind of down to like what he used to be.
Yeah.
You saw Preston Smith get traded for a 7th-round pick, also 32-year-old. Like, you can't. He's not going to jump in and be the Za'darius Smith of old. So that's why I kind of wanted like another piece around him. But we'll make it work. Again, 3-0 in the absence of Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah. And
2 of those games were without Josh Pascal as well. So we'll make it work.
He's going to be seeing one-on-one matchups.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
Amen.
Is a guy
That's a great point.
to win one-on-one matchups. Because you've got DJ Reader and Ali McNeil in the middle. Those guys are going to be seeing a lot of double teams. Those guys are going to be seeing a lot of hands thrown at them. All we needed, truly, was a guy to win one-on-one matchups. We talked about that of somebody opposite of Aiden Hutchinson last year. So having a guy there that can, if they're forced to double team, give Ali McNeil a one-on-one matchup or win one-on-one matchups on the outside for his own is going to be huge. It's going to be huge. It's going to provide more havoc in the backfield. It's going to provide more opportunity for our defensive backfield to take advantage of sloppy throws, rush throws, and get some hands on balls. Pause. So I was really happy. I'm excited with him. Nick, what's your grade?
This is easily the worst grade I've ever seen. No, I mean, I'm not going to overreact here. I'm excited about Smith. I really am. But if you look at what Brad Holmes was cooking with, he really didn't have the, ability to trade that 3rd rounder because he already did in the draft when he was going out for a guy like Manu. And did he want to give up that 1st and 2nd round capital for one of the elite guys if they were even available? I don't think he did. So I'm going to give this an A- for him already not having that 3rd rounder, which he put on himself for maybe like an Azeez Ojulari or, another better defensive end that could have been available because he already traded that 3rd rounder. I think he kind of put himself in a spot where he wasn't able to get it without giving up a 1st or a 2nd for one of those elite pass rushers. A- for this. I think it does bolster this defense enough where if he is able to win these one-on-one matchups, this team can win the Super Bowl and should win the NFC.
Yep.
I think it does that, and that's enough for me right now.
And there's a great comment in the Woodward Sports chat from William Chadwick, I believe it was. Or I got the name wrong. William Chadwick. Actually, no, it was Ben Diesel. And he kind of mentioned, like, 'cause I know a lot of people saying that, like, Za'Darius Smith 5 sacks, but he's playing across from Myles Garrett. That's going to help him out, right? But, like, we may not have Myles Garrett, but we do have DJ Reader. We do have Ali McNeil.
Guys that need to be
if you're
double
run
teams.
back that Packers game, Ali McNeil was on that ass.
He had 7 pressures in that game.
Exactly, alone, right? So, like, he'll still have his individual matchups, and he'll still be able to win some. And, by the way, like, 6'4", 270, he can also play the run.
He can. That's why I wanted to see Jadeveon Clowney as well, because winning one-on-ones, playing the run.
That'd be crazy.
He does that very well. But, Chris, what's your grade for Za'Darius Smith becoming a Detroit
I think
Lion?
we're all on the same page here, but I got the lowest grade, and that's a B. I think that it was a good value-for-value trade in what they got, but again, this was an issue that we were talking about addressing before the Hutchinson injury, so I was really, really focused on the idea of if you aren't getting the big fish, you have to get multiple bodies, even if it is just a couple 7th-rounders or something small to get another veteran presence in here for this Super Bowl run because they need that depth piece. I mean, not to knock on wood here, but any more injuries in that room and we're right back where we were, if not worse. So it's a situation where you have to maximize your depth because you have a very long season.
Yeah.
You're running for the Super Bowl. So to me, I think it was a great trade, 1-for-1, but I would have liked to have seen another body in here, even if it wasn't the Max Crosby or the big name, even if it was just another like DPJ type move,
I think Isaiah Thomas was the DPJ type move. I think that.
I think Muhammad.
Yeah,
Thomas. I know there's.
He got a fumble recovery.
Yeah.
Look out!
Look out!
Johnny on the spot.
Johnny on the spot. Yeah, I mean. You're right. That's what it's going to be. One of those guys. I think more so Muhammad than Isaiah Thomas, but I'm rooting for Isaiah Thomas. He has the build to be something special, just for whatever reason.
It's just depth pieces, just guys, just bodies to put out there. Hopefully they can, sustain and make some plays. But yeah, I'm excited to see what this defense looks like with him. I'm excited to see what this pass rush looks like with him. And Za'Darius Smith, welcome to Detroit. Very, very welcome.
Question for you fellas. Do you think you could see a better Za'Darius Smith in Detroit than you saw in Cleveland?
No. I think it's going to be the same.
All due respect to my guy AG, defender Glenn, house patience, all that good stuff like that. That guy Jim Schwartz over there is a bad man when it comes to calling a defense. Za'Darius, I mean, he probably got,
the best
his maxed out potential as Za'Darius. But I do think he'll be effective, and it may not even be just for him, like specifically, again, like the football isn't an individual sport. You know what I'm saying? Like other guys will shine off of his efforts. The same with Lee McNeil. And it may be a Brian Branch who's out there in a blitz. Like you saw Kirby Joseph capitalize on a blitz and take that one for 6.
Yep.
So it's not necessarily going to always be on a Za'Darius Smith. And I think that's why when people, I know, and I'm not picking on you, but like remember when everyone's looking at DJ Reader, I'm like, he only has like 4 or 5 career sacks. Like, what do you mean this guy's, like, it's what this opportunity provides other people.
Yes.
And Za'Darius Smith is going to offer that for us as well.
So you got to put
because
2 bodies on it.
Yeah, because I think Jim Schwartz is more of like just a head up. I got my 4. I'm going to rotate them. I've got my guys. Where like a guy like AG is more of like an exotic blitzer. So like Za'Darius Smith is going to open up those kind of things. He's also going to allow you to limit yourself as much blitzing as you have to and put yourself out there on the island, because we do have a rookie quarterback out there. I mean, there were a couple throws in that Green Bay game to Christian Watson that he was just, that guy needs fucking glasses or something out there. He just missed time. He had his depth coordination.
Christian Watson sucks.
It was awful. He's I don't know if he coughed and pressed the wrong button or something.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what happened there.
That was awful. That was awful stuff.
Yeah.
From Michael in the Woodward Sports
Shout
Chat. Make
out.
sure you guys like and subscribe. With our D-line coach, he will be better this week. What do you guys think about our
Terrell
defensive
Williams
line
is
coach?
damn good. I mean,
He
he's
is.
gonna help
That's
for sure.
a fair point.
I mean, like I said, I'm not going to say somebody's going to be better than they were when
With
they were
Myles
playing
Garrett.
opposite of Myles Garrett. So, but yeah, Terrell Williams is going to get the most out of him for sure. He's got 5 sacks on the year already. He can get to 10. Can he get higher than that? I'd love to see that. So, that's what I was preaching for all along. You need the guy that leads the team on the sacks can't be on the team right now, and we need a guy in double-digit sacks. Look at that. You grab Za'Darius Smith, he leads the team in sacks already out of active players. And he's it's crazy that Hutch is still. Oh God, Hutch, this was your year, brother. I don't even want to think about it. Hutchinson, this was his year, dude. He would have won MVP.
Oh, man,
I don't even want to think about it though. He would have broke the NFL sack record.
He was kicking some serious ass, just like Feldman does.
Just like Feldman.
When it comes to selling some cars.
Someone
Cass.
say Feldman?
Feldman.
Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location nearest you. And catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Congratulations to the real coach of the year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
Every game day, make sure you wake up to Woodward and Maine with insights from Detroit sports media legend Terry Foster and rising star Matt Broder every Sunday, 8 to 9 a.m. And after that, make sure you check out the New Holland Brewing Company Lions pregame show. Every Sunday, 10 a.m. to noon on Woodward Sports, but to this Sunday, it's 6 to 8 p.m. It's with Neil Rule and Sean Belegian. Make sure you check it out. And for home games, they are live at Second Best Bar in Detroit.
What up, though, everybody, and welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on Woodward Sports. Smash that like button for Easy, for Nick Kohloff, Chris Platte. I am Spenny. We are the Woodward Heavyweights live on woodwardsports.com. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel. So, this is what it matters. This is what it's all about. Obviously, Za'darius Smith has been traded to the Detroit Lions. This is a move that all Lions fans were asking for. I mean, all reasonable Lions fans were asking for an edge at the trade deadline, and Brandon Holmes went out there and got you one. Does that secure the Super Bowl in your mind for the Detroit Lions?
Kind of, bro. Like, I gotta be honest, like, the past 3 weeks really kind of just like, I mean, outside of the Titans game, two of the toughest teams in the NFC are also in the NFC North. We have the best division of football right now, if not for goddamn sure the best division in the NFC North. Without Aiden Hutchinson, we went to both places, and they're home in front of their fans, and stuck our foot and 5 toes up their asshole. Like
Dominated.
I mean, like,
in all facets.
And I get, and the Vikings game, yeah, it came down to the last-minute field goal. There was that fumble by Dave Montgomery. Their offense really wasn't moving the ball at all. The next matchup is going to be at home. The Green Bay Packers game, I actually think I was convinced it actually was a bit closer than I thought, because they had one touchdown that was dropped, and then they also missed a field goal. That's 10 points. That kind of puts them kind of close to where we were at. But don't forget, Dave Montgomery had a slide for that one too. But no, I'm fully comfortable. I was damn near comfortable still saying Super Bowl after those 3 games, because like, those two weren't supposed to happen, especially the one in the rain. It's just, between the game plan, I mean, the pieces we have, I think we could shove anybody's trap and have an opportunity of taking it over. Yeah. And Za'Darius Smith just helps you.
I don't know about weren't supposed to happen. Some of us called them blowouts, but I was called a madman
Every Friday
when I said the Lions would blow out the Packers. But no, I agree with you. Those games gave you confidence for sure. See, I know Tennessee's not a good team. I know Dallas is not a good team. But the Green Bay Packers are a good football team. And even bad teams are hard to blow out in the NFL, especially 3 weeks in a row. So this is something that it makes me so much more confident that this team is going to win the Super Bowl. It makes me just so giddy to see this guy out there and harassing quarterbacks. It was literally the one void on this roster. You have the best roster in the NFL, and you had one defensive player of the year sized void in it. Obviously, he's not going to fill the void that Hutchinson left, but he's going to do more than the other guys you had at that position.
Absolutely.
And that's all you need. So, yeah, I'm confident that the Lions are winning the Super Bowl this year. Nick?
Does it cement the Super Bowl for me? The answer is no. I think the move would have been to go out and get the Crosby or get the Garrett. That would be cementing the Super Bowl in my eyes. But you went out and got a 32-year-old, really savvy vet who has 5 sacks on the season. He's a good player. Is he an elite player right now? No, he's not. And we've played good football teams this year, but the best quarterback that we've played is Matthew Stafford. There's a 3-headed monster hanging out in the AFC. It's Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen. We haven't gone up against the elite quarterbacks yet. I don't think you can say that this cements a Super Bowl for the Detroit Lions yet, because we haven't seen us compete and go against those top-of-the-line elite quarterbacks. I believe this top 5 offense and currently top 5 scoring defense will play anywhere. Don't get me wrong, but we haven't beaten those elite quarterbacks yet.
I can say it cements a Lions Super Bowl, and I will say it cements a Lions Super Bowl. They were already the best team in the NFL before this trade happened, and they just made it better.
The only thing, we'll be in the Super Bowl. I'll put it that way. We'll have that Super Bowl berth. I think you could go book your hotels from New Orleans, as crazy as that sounds. Like, I'm willing to say that. I've been able to say that since I was like 10 years old, and I was just didn't know what the fuck was going on. I was oblivious. You know what I'm saying? Like, ignorance is bliss. The only thing is, in terms of cashing in the Super Bowl, what I saw last night from Patrick Mahomes and DeAndre Hopkins, I mean, these guys got a little bit of a chemistry. Turns out they're both not washed. There was rumors Patty Mahomes might have been washed because the numbers aren't what they were used to. The highlights weren't what we're accustomed to. Same thing with DeAndre Hopkins. The highlights, numbers weren't what we're accustomed to.
Yeah.
Two of them things for both them guys last night.
That's true. But you know what makes the difference?
Za'darius Smith.
Dan Campbell would have went for 2.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell would have went for 2. He would have got 2, and they would have won that game.
Yeah, and I'm not even mad at them.
I ain't scared of no goddamn Chiefs.
I ain't scared of no ghost.
The ghost of Patrick Mahomes would be something to be scared of, though.
That would be something to be scared of. I'm not mad at them for not going for 2 because they don't have their weapons that they like.
I am. I go for 2 there. You got the touchdown easy. You got a savvy quarterback. He's going to make a play. You're on the road. How many times have we seen you give the ball back to Patrick Mahomes, you lose the game?
That's why I'm saying, like, even if you win for 2, that guy's still getting the ball and kick the field
he only
goal.
has 30 seconds, though.
Like, we've seen him do
rather
it.
than winning
We've
Patrick Mahomes,
you know he's
going to win the coin toss.
He had 40 seconds or 30 seconds and 4 downs. Like, we see him do that multiple times.
Yeah, I'd rather
including
go for 2.
in the Super Bowl.
I'd rather have the lead.
Yeah.
So either way, you got to stop him because he can win with a field goal either way.
I'm kicking that field goal. You don't have the utility to fucking do that.
That's why you do it. That's why you do it. You don't have the utility to go in to another overtime period against Patrick Mahomes either. You're there on the 2-yard line, and then you stop him to win the game. I'm going for it. I'm taking the 2 points.
Kick a field goal all day.
Chris.
Let's save the scouting report for when we get to the Super Bowl because I'm lockstep with Nick right here. I think it gets you to the Super Bowl, but for that exact reason alone, we haven't gone against Lamar Jackson this year. We haven't gone against Patrick Mahomes. There's no quarterback in the NFC that scares me as of right now. And so I think that is where the difference will be, is against those elite quarterbacks that can extend the plays. Jordan Love, you know, he has shown that in the past, but he's definitely playing hurt. He's definitely having a down year. I don't think he's as bad as he's playing this year. I think there's a lot of factors into that. So to me, they haven't had that real test against a quarterback yet for me to say that. So I will say that it is a great move. You made the best team even better. But to guarantee a Super Bowl, I can't say that without seeing it against that high-level competition. But it absolutely punches their ticket to the dance. New Orleans, they're going to be there with Kendrick performing at the halftime.
I can say that, and I will say that. And Chris, no offense to you, no offense to Nick either, but that is the worst argument I've ever heard. We haven't played a
Your
Patrick
hair is
Mahomes.
stupid.
We haven't played a Lamar Jackson. Well, they haven't played the Detroit Lions. They haven't played a team that can come into your trap, take over your trap, and score the ball at will. They haven't played a team that'll shove the ball down your throat for 4 quarters. Patrick Mahomes is tied, if not in the lead, or second in interceptions on the year. He hasn't played a safety tandem of Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph. That Baltimore Ravens defense is not the big bad defense it used to be. They haven't played this Ben Johnson offense with all the weapons Jared Goff has at his disposal and an MVP quarterback to boot. So you can take your we haven't paid an elite quarterback and stuff it in a sock because they haven't played the Lions either. And we're the best team in the NFL. They're looking at us. They're scared of us. Come play the Lions before you talk to me about we haven't played an elite quarterback.
That's the same thing. Like, both those questions are fair. Both sides of that are fair. They haven't seen us. We haven't seen them. It works both ways.
Yeah, and I'm more worried about the best team in the NFL than just a single man. Like they said in Rocky, he bleeds. He's a man. You can take down Patrick Mahomes. He's been bleeding all season. You can take down this Ravens off defense. They've been bleeding all season. Derrick Henry might not be a man. He might be a superhuman. But the defense hasn't looked good. I'll take this Lions team in a street fight versus anybody in the NFL. I don't give a shit if you got Patrick Mahomes on your side.
Yeah, I'm picking them for sure. I would pick the Lions in the Super Bowl. But you said, does it cement the Super Bowl, Spenny?
Yes.
As an absolute lock.
Yes.
That's where we're
Gun to your head, one team wins the Super Bowl this year. Who do you pick?
I would pick the Lions, but
So
that
yes.
doesn't mean it's
So
an
then why are we saying
absolute
no?
lock. That doesn't mean it's a lot.
Yes, it doesn't mean a lot.
No, it does not.
That
That's
just means
insane.
you don't stand
And
on
plus,
your morals.
I mean, I want you to think back to last year. This team went into. I know it's a different team, but you saw Lamar Jackson. Spin zone. You saw Lamar Jackson just absolutely obliterate this Lions team. I want you to think about this.
This your little
Think
sister's
about
Lions.
this season's Lamar Jackson. Oh yeah, he's paired with.
Think about this
the
season's
biggest,
Detroit Lions.
We had a top 3 offense last year.
We didn't have a top 3 defense.
Top 5 scoring defense right now. We'll see if it holds. But like
It's
I said,
gonna
we
hold.
haven't gone against these elite quarterbacks.
Hold on, we got one more time. Top 5 scoring. One more time.
Top 5 scoring defense. Let's go, AG.
my God, baby.
But
Sounds so
listen,
good.
these quarterbacks in the AFC are elite. They can take over games, and if you do face a Lamar Jackson and a Derrick Henry, if they just what if they just eat the clock?
We can do the same thing, Nick.
I know, but
their
they
defense is
wanna
worse than
take it
ours,
away.
Nick. I like our. It's not a one-person game. It's not the Lions versus Patrick Mahomes. It's not the Lions versus Derrick Henry. It's the Lions versus the Ravens. We have better, more complete teams than them. I will take us any day of the week.
Yeah, like I said, I think that I would pick us to win those games, but to say we are an absolute cemented, we already won the Super Bowl, I think it's just crazy.
If you make me put my life on a
Za'darius
single
Smith.
team to win this Super Bowl this year, I'm taking the Detroit Lions 7 times a week and twice on Sunday.
I mean, I want to be in the
So what day aren't you
parade
taking
with
them?
you because you're going to be, I mean, you're going to be going crazy. It's like you're celebrating already as if we've done it because we just got Za'Darius Smith.
Nobody's done it yet. It's week 10.
I don't believe it's cemented already.
You have
for going out and getting
faith.
Za'Darius Smith.
Let's go.
Jesus.
Let's go to
Can I ask you, is it the NFC that makes you nervous or the opponent we see in that Super Bowl matchup?
100% the opponent we see.
Yes.
I think we get to the Super Bowl without a doubt, and I do think we win it. But to say it's cemented because we just went out and got Za'Darius Smith, I don't think you can say
It
that.
was cemented before we got Za'Darius Smith. It was cemented after we dog-walked the Packers in their own building. The Lions were the best team in the NFL yesterday, and they got better today.
Burn, Woodward Sports Super Chat should say, comments, Za'Darius' best game was against Lamar this season.
Love to
The
hear that.
Lamar beater.
Also, shout out to Harris Villain. I kind of told you guys this too. Like, our guy brings a little bit of versatility. He can play anything from defensive tackle to wide 9. He's 6'4", 270, and he can get off the ball. And he's got tons of experience.
It's true.
Nick, in the realm of reality, you can never say anything certain for sure. You're right. I'm saying. Why you get upset?
Taxes, and the Lions winning the Super Bowl this year.
However, the Detroit Lions jumped from plus 600 to plus 480, and the only other team in that conversation went around the 400s is the Kansas City Chiefs.
But they're not minus 110.
can't-
That's all me and Nick are saying.
Yes,
that's
exactly.
That's all we're saying.
No, I'm going money line, straight up. No,
Listen, I got money on it.
shout out to everybody. Keitho in the chat says, "Why argue with a Vikings fan?" That's a good point.
Fair point.
We're gonna go to break. We're gonna come right
Ridiculous.
back.
Spin zone.
Spin zone. You know we're talking Detroit Lions. Obviously, the big trade for Za'Darius Smith is what's got us all fired up. The best team in the NFL just got better. But if you want something that you can't get better than, Sabbath Coffee when you wake up. Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Fuel your Lions fandom with a perfect cup and become a subscriber of Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Whether you're gearing up for a big game or savoring a quiet morning, Sabbath Coffee Roasters has you covered with fresh, locally roasted specialty coffee delivered right to your door. Head to SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com. Choose your favorite roast. Use code word Woodward to get 25% off your first subscription order. Awake, unwind, support local, and enjoy game day right with Sabbath Coffee Roasters.
The countdown to kickoff is here. Your Detroit Lions are ready for another season of grit. Woodward Sports is your #1 destination for all breaking news and Lions coverage. We are Detroit's #1 sports network. We are Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts Woodward Sports.
When you celebrate that Lions Super Bowl, it's going to be right by second best bar in Detroit, and that's where
Nick, you
the
non-believer?
Lions pregame party is. Join us at Detroit's very own second best bar, located at 42 Watson Street for the ultimate fan experience. Enjoy some smooth Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey while catching the Woodward Sports pregame show, only at second best bar in Detroit. Come get some.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Woodward Heavyweights. We're with Greg Allspaw in the Woodward Sports chat saying, Spenny having a day. You're goddamn right I'm having a day, Greg. I'm having a year because I get to wake up every day knowing the Detroit Lions are the best team playing football on planet Earth. And they just got better because if you're new around here, Brad Holmes made the trade, brought Za'Darius Smith and a 7th rounder from the Cleveland Browns to Detroit. He gave up a 5th and a 6th in the process. I'm Spencer Axter. He is Speak Easy. We got Chris and Nick as well. We are drinking. We are mainlining that Honolulu Blue Kool-Aid, man, because it's like I honestly wake up questioning it sometimes. Like, am I still asleep?
Dude.
Are the Lions actually this good? This is my favorite team of all time. One of the things that brings me the most joy in my entire life, and they are the best team on planet Earth, and they got better today.
It's fucking crazy. Like we lived through 0-16. Like,
Yes, we did.
It's just weird.
Blacked out games.
Literally, I had to go online to watch the Dominican Sue's rookie year.
You couldn't watch your home team
That's fucked
on
up.
Sunday.
It's insane, bro. It truly is a fucking dream. Shout out to the guy Noah in the back, and shout out to a couple guys in the chat asking about other trades around the league. I think it's a good time for us to do the heavyweight huddle, Nick.
Let's roll.
Let's roll.
This team in the AFC made some moves. They already changed quarterbacks this season. The Steelers dealt a 2025 7th-round pick to the Green Bay Packers in exchange for veteran pass rusher Preston Smith. What are your guys' thoughts, and what are your guys' grades?
I love it. I mean, the Steelers, that just adds another piece to that pass rush. He's in a situation where he doesn't need to do a lot. He doesn't need to be Superman because he is, like Easy said, 32 years old. You know, he is a gray bush out there, but you've got a TJ Watt. You've got a Highsmith. You've got guys to play at an all-pro level that he doesn't need to be that guy. You can put him out there, and he'll do what he does best. I thought it was a great move, both for the Steelers and the Packers, because each shit Packers. Glad you're missing guys. Lions turning the Packers into rebuilding stages after that ass whooping, but they got out of a contract. They got a 7th-round pick for him, and Steelers got another pass rusher.
W for the Steelers. I don't think it was a must need, anything they had to do, but I'm curious, the Packers, because you had them on the books for next year too. I mean, do they not think they're going to win this year? Is Jordan Love more hurt than we're led to believe? Like, why would you get rid of a pass rusher when you...
And you didn't add anything.
Did we whoop your ass that bad?
Like,
Did we really do that like that? Like, goddamn.
we got we got our thumb in the crack of all of these NFC North teams, man.
Yeah.
We got the Packers scared so bad that we walked into their trap and took over their trap that they're trading guys away and not replacing them.
Nick, what else you got?
Yeah, this was crazy to me, and the Packers are selling Preston Smith here. In what world are they selling at the deadline?
They have some good edge rushers on their team.
They saved some bread. It
just
was
wanted to
like
get out of that contract for sure.
the cap went up like double digits, so I mean, there's that. But I would, me personally, you know, if I truly think I'm going to contend, I would keep every piece.
I thought they were going to make a move for somebody. So I was like, damn, they're freeing up space for somebody, but nope.
Peter, Boscari, whatever guy I was on with Dos Dion with too, like, yeah, they said they wanted the guy from New Orleans.
Granderson?
No.
Cam Jordan?
Lattimore.
Oh.
So maybe they got outbid. They could get rid of
go
all.
to the Durs.
Tell us about that one, Nick.
Yeah.
Get to that later. Give me 1 second here. Because we're talking about the Steelers. They make another move for wide receiver Mike Williams as Aaron Rodgers continues to make all the moves behind the scenes. Jets trading wide receiver Mike Williams to the Steelers for a 2025 fifth-round pick. Steelers are loading up.
I mean, Mike Williams sucks. He's always injured. He drops the ball a lot. Flat out. I was a Mike Williams fantasy owner for a couple of years. He's injured a lot. He has a lot of drops, but he is a big-bodied dude on the outside. And, Russell Wilson still has a pretty damn good deep ball. So that's just another threat to stretch the field for the Pittsburgh Steelers. People called me crazy for saying the Steelers would finish second in that division, but
yeah, they're up first right now.
Yeah,
as we speak.
I was
W for them.
Madman.
W for the Jets too, though. The Jets got something back for it. You know what I'm saying? Like a guy they weren't utilizing, a guy that got off the free agency. I didn't think they signed anything crazy, and you got a fifth rounder out of it. That's definitely a W for the Jets, and obviously W for the Steelers too, because they don't really have that many weapons right now. And Russ, he's kind of cooking. George Pickens come alive since Russell Wilson's been activated. We all laughed and made fun of Mike Tomlin when he benched Justin Fields after that 3-2 start or 4-2 start, whatever it was. But no, bro, they made the right choice. Russell Wilson's cooking.
Yeah, somebody said George Pickens is a top 10 receiver and was called a madman.
Ooh. Yeah, Steelers are dangerous. All right, here, let's go.
Gross.
New Orleans.
That's more corny than actual Russell Wilson.
Mr. Unlimited. Washington gets a third-round pick and a fourth-round pick and its sixth-round pick from the John Ridgeway trade. And Washington gets Marshawn Lattimore and a Saints fifth-round pick. Fellas, thoughts on the trade?
I love it. I absolutely love it. If I was a Commanders fan, like, right hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. Fan. You are in probably the most winnable division in the NFL. Yeah. Like, you have a legitimate shot at winning this division and being at home in the playoffs. I love this move by the Commanders. I'm sure their fans love it. Marshawn Lattimore ain't what he used to be. Well, we'll put that there. But he's still a damn good cornerback in this league. So this is a great move by them to bring in a guy to go with this Dan Quinn defense that is playing pretty damn well out there. And obviously Jaden Daniels he's the offensive rookie of the year.
You got a Dan Quinn defense that's way, way, way overachieving the pieces they have. I mean, that secondary's been questionable for quite some years now. Remember, they drafted Forbes. It's a little bit of shock in that first round. Didn't weigh enough. Boy was getting cooked, at least off the line. So I think Marshawn Lattimore, that's a huge W for them. They gave up quite a bit. So also, in my opinion, huge W for the Saints because that cap situation is ugly. And now you got some draft capital to either move off of certain guys or just keep drafting rookies.
Yeah. And like I said, that is a very winnable division, and they are definitely within striking range.
Yeah, I mean,
right hand
this
up.
was extremely impressive to see the Commanders with a young quarterback going out and doing this type of thing.
Commanders, Rams.
Yeah, this was asked yesterday.
I was called a madman.
Did they give too much up, you think?
A third, a fourth, and a sixth, and you get a fifth back?
Not really. Yeah, a third and a
No,
fourth.
I mean, you can do it on the rookie deal.
A third and a fourth for Marshawn Lattimore, and then you got a pick swap, fifth for sixth. That's not too much.
Just really like a third and fourth.
What did Jalen Ramsey go for? He went for like a third, right?
I mean, he's better.
He's better. Yeah, I know.
Way
That's
better.
what I'm saying. I'm just like.
Yeah. He went for a third and some.
So.
Yeah, I guess I don't hate it.
No, Marshawn Lattimore is still a damn good cornerback in this league.
That's fair. And they're on the rookie deal, so if they want to go free agency, spend some bread, they got the luxury to do that.
Yeah, I don't want to see the Durs, I'll tell you that. That's
I
why
do
I
not
asked the
wanna
question.
see the
Yes,
Durs.
that's why I asked the question.
I'm not nervous
yesterday.
about no Durs.
Not scared, but I wouldn't want to see
They
him.
I'd see
barely
the
beat
Rams
the
over the
Giants.
Durs. Yeah,
All
now
right.
they got Marshawn
The
Lattimore.
Panthers, excuse me, Panthers trade wide receiver Jonathan Mingo and 2025 7th-round pick to the Cowgirls for 2025 4th-round pick. What do you guys think about Mingo going to Jerry's world?
What the fuck are you doing, Jerry Jones?
Dementia Dell.
That is the dumbest
Yeah.
fucking trade of the day by far. This is how fucking silly you look. The Panthers are the laughing stock of the NFL right now.
Yeah.
Like 3 years running now. The laughing stock of the NFL
Joke organization.
by far. They caught the better of you. You
did.
just lost Dak Prescott's going on IR. He's hurt.
Yep.
What do you do? Your team is. You have 2 wins in the season. What are you doing?
This is the dumbest
Giving
thing.
up assets to acquire a guy who has 121 yards on the season.
Yeah.
The Detroit Lions got Za'Darius Smith, who has 5 sacks that season and an All-Pro in his back pocket for a 5th-round pick and then 6th and 7th pick swap. You gave up a 4th-round pick.
Yes.
for a guy that has 121 yards on the fucking season. You can grab that guy in the 4th round next year. And why are you grabbing guys? Pause.
Hey, yo, no diddy.
No diddy. When you're not doing anything this year, your quarterback just went on IR.
Yeah.
Crazy work. Crazy work.
I'm not even joking at this point.
That's the dumbest shit I've seen.
I think Jerry Jones has dementia. Like, I'm not even joking.
I think his son, Stephen Jones, calling shots too.
Yeah, he said, Skip had the famous tweet in the offseason, all in my ass. He said they were all in this year. Being all in for the Dallas Cowboys is adding Eric Kendricks, Ezekiel Elliott, and now Mingo. This is
big three.
A joke of a move by Jerry Jones. The Dallas Cowboys are poverty. The Dallas Cowboys are an embarrassment to the NFL, and I hope they seep into nothingness, and I hope Micah Parsons doesn't re-sign with you guys.
I mean,
even though I don't like Micah Parsons personally, I mean, I love him as a player, but he seems like an asshole. Just, nothing to back that. Just, I mean, well, he did get in some trouble.
Jonathan Mingo. I mean, that's crazy.
So stupid. Jerry Jones is an idiot. I honestly think like he's decaying because there's no sense behind
somebody's
this
CTE rubbed off on him.
Wouldn't be surprised there. Real quick, I think the dumbest thing the Cowboys did this offseason was not going all in on Derrick Henry. That's the only thing that could have saved them. They didn't do that.
And it wasn't even all in.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, you do whatever it takes to get them in Dallas.
$8 million.
Yes. Throw him 12.
Yeah.
Post Malone was sharing them pillies when they made that video of Jerry Jones or something.
Man.
For real.
Must have been chilling with the playmaker, getting into that booger sugar.
Crazy, dude.
Talking about running backs here. The Bears also trade a player. It's running back Khalil Herbert to the Bengals for 2025 7th-round pick. Bears giving up another player in the division.
Happy for that. So happy for Khalil Herbert. I like him as a player. I think he's a good running back. The Bears suck. And did you see his tweet? He said, "Thank God."
No.
With a couple emojis, hashtag keep pounding or whatever.
They fucking hate Shane Waldron.
Yes.
They absolutely hate him. I remember JSN, we asked in an interview, was like, bro, is this live?
Yeah.
They didn't want to comment on it. You watched this past weekend, DJ Moore, a guy that's considered one of the better guys in the league, walk off the field.
Left the field mid-play. Yeah. The Bears are
not even like by accident because he thought it ended. He was fucking straight up like, what the fuck? Shane Waldron fucking sucks. The Bears fucking suck, and I wouldn't want it any other way.
Yeah.
And fuck you, all those guys who thought there was something during the season. Leading into the season, I was one of those guys. I was wrong.
Yeah.
During the season, and you're watching it, and you still think there's something, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Congratulations to Khalil Herbert. Yeah. I mean, you're not going to get paid in Cincinnati because they don't pay anybody, but at least you're out of Chicago, brother.
Chicago to Ohio.
Yeah. Chicago's a fun city. I've been to Chicago.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun there.
City.
The Bears are terrible.
Got Bears.
Terrible. I mean, that's a guy I probably would have traded today. If I'm a Bears owner, like how do you allow that back on your team? And he's supposed to be in a leadership role too. You know what I'm saying, like what? That's crazy.
DJ Moore?
Yeah. That's wild work. But that was the heavyweight huddle, huh?
That was
Let's
that
go.
great.
Yeah, not too much going on around the league.
Yeah, obviously a lot of big trades got done before the trade deadline, but well done, Nick. Well done.
Shout out.
Let's go to break. We're going to come back. We're going to keep talking Lions. There is some disturbing news out there, some disturbing rumblings around, pussy fan bases in the NFC North that we have to address. But first, let me tell you about Lady Jane's. Walk into any Lady Jane's haircuts for men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a $20 haircut. It's a scalp massage, a hot lather neck shave, and a hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Just scan the QR code in the corner to get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
RegisterTheRing.com is a website you need to visit if you'd like to give back to your community through the Red Kettle campaign brought to you by Salvation Army. The reason why I suggest doing Salvation Army, they've been doing it the longest. Ever since you were little, you're aware of Salvation Army giving back to your community. RegisterTheRing.com, November 7th. Start giving back in person. Start right now from your house. Salvation Army, RegisterTheRing.com, the Red Kettle campaign. Get back.
Get back
to where you once belong.
Get back to where you once belong.
That's
Get
right.
back, Loretta. Dude, that's a banger. What up, though, everybody? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on Woodward Sports. Smash that like button and make sure you subscribe. We appreciate you joining us. Obviously, the big news of today was Za'darius Smith being traded to the Detroit Lions in package with the 7th round pick. Going to Cleveland was a 5th and 6th. He is Speakeasy Sports _ on Twitter. He is Tailgate Wins on Twitter. He is Platte Pods on Twitter. I am Spenny on Twitter. Drop us a follow. Appreciate you tapping in. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to Woodward Sports. Easy. I saw these pussy-ass Vikings and Packers and Bears fans chirping all over Twitter. Because obviously Brian Branch was kicked out of that game against the Green Bay Packers for, I guess we'll just fucking call it targeting. I didn't know there was targeting in the NFL, but that's literally what happened. He was kicked out of the game. And, you know, we admitted, we said it on stream, at least I said it was unnecessary, it was stupid, and he shouldn't have done it.
Definitely a penalty.
Definitely a penalty because the ball was like 5 yards behind him, hitting the ground already. But you got these fucking pussy-ass Bears, Vikings, and Packers fans calling the Detroit Lions dirty, calling the Lions Bountygate 2.0. Oh, look at that, blah, blah, blah. Your top 5, how do you respond?
Top 5 what?
That's, never mind.
Oh.
It's a bar. It's a bar. Devil on my shoulder, what would Meek do?
I don't know that song.
Oh, dude, bang.
Unfamiliar. I hate this shit. Like, this is, like, if there's any play to bitch about in that game, it's James Houston. If I'm being quite honest about James Houston, it's kind of like a track record now. Like, if there's any dirty player on this team, with all due respect, because I still love him, he plays for my squad, it is James Houston. From the Trevor Lawrence Gator roll, he had a questionable one against Brock Purdy last year. And it was real quick, Chris, put the solo cam back on. All right, because this is what I want you guys to do. And I want to shout Richard Sherman for pointing this out, by the way, right? He turned the shoulder to make the play.
Yeah.
It wasn't fucking just straight up speared him with his fucking helmet. He turned the shoulder to make the play, right? All right, so I'm turned to the same way Brian Branch was to make the tackle. What's projected first, my shoulder or my head?
Your
right
head. Your elbow.
Like my fuck, like it's not. That's the laws of like the human fucking nature. Like when you turn, that's what protrudes first. Especially when you have a fucking helmet on. He turned and braced for impact. It wasn't a targeting call. He didn't lay his weight on him. It was to kick him out of the game was absolute garbage. But to call him dirty, to pretend like there's any type of track record. The one that happened against McBride, that's on McBride.
Yeah.
Brian Branch dove for his feet because he's a fucking 280-pound tight end. That's how you tackle big guys.
That is how you tackle, though. That's how every
And then
tight end gets
McBride's a
tackled in the
dumbass who
NFL.
fucking dove and met him down there and collided heads. And somehow Brian Branch got the fine for it.
Yep.
He's not a dirty player.
No.
Detroit, Kirby Joseph's not a dirty player. Those are players that weren't even fucking flagged. You're pussy-ass fan bases. And the Packers fans, like, you guys are supposed to be historic. You guys are supposed to be proud.
Tough.
You guys are supposed to have known football Lambos. But the trophy's named after one of your fucking head coaches, for Christ's sakes. You should know football of all people, but for you to fucking jump in and play this pussy game like the fucking Rams, like the Vikings, I'm disappointed, and you're on my shit list now too.
Yeah.
Used to be just the Bears number one. The Packers inched up closer because you're
Packers are always
pompous,
number
dude.
one.
You're full of your fucking selves, and you're absolutely just. I hate Brian Branch is not a dirty player.
No.
Not at all.
Packers talking shit, easy. How do I respond?
Top 5.
I'm top 5 and all of them, Dylon. I do not care. What is the quote from Game of Thrones? The lion does not concern itself with the opinion of the sheep. I don't give a shit what you guys say because we're in first place, pussies. So have fun looking up at us. The Detroit Lions are in first place. The Detroit Lions are going to run the NFC North for a while. They're going to run the NFC for a while. So have fun kissing our boots because you guys are going to be down in the mud. And we're going to be up here sitting in first place. This first place booth is so nice. I hear you little yappers down there. And that's Easy's right. Easy's right. That's who you are, Packers. You're Bears fans now. You're Rams fans now. That's who you console with. That's who you talk to. So you can do what you want to do. All I know is we're going to win the North again. And you guys are just going to be irrelevant again. So call me whatever you want. Just call me an NFC North champion.
Yeah, these NFC North teams specifically have no idea what to do. It's like, you know, the little brother that grew up to be a bodybuilder, he just kicked the living shit out of his older brother's ass. You were getting picked on for so many years and now that you are winning, and not just winning, but dominating these teams, they are going insane. They don't know what to do. They're extremely soft on social media. Yeah, you see a replay going extremely slow of an NFL hit. Like, these are normal hits in the NFL. You're calling this team dirty because they kick your ass and you cannot stop them. That is why you are calling them dirty. That is it. That is the only reason. It's because you cannot beat the Dan Campbell Lions. When he talked about being battered, kicked down, and bruised, well, they did get up and they did take kneecaps with them. They're officially here. They're not going anywhere, like Spenny said. Year after year after year, get ready for it. Because the bitching from the other teams has only begun.
And by the way, if we were dirty, if the Detroit Lions were a dirty organization, I'd embrace that shit. Like the Detroit Piston Bad Boys. Absolutely. I would. If we were dirty, I promise you, I'd wear that bitch like a badge.
But
we're not.
They're not.
You're just pussies.
Look, like, I understand, like, you guys just watch games through, like, Instagram Reels. And you don't actually watch games. You don't actually watch other games around the NFL.
Yeah.
But go show me a safety tackling a tight end in every single game next week. It's going to happen. There's going to be a tight end who catches the ball in the middle of the field. Safety's going to come down and tackle. Show me the way that safety tackles that tight end. Every single time, show me the way that safety tackles the tight end. Because I guarantee he's going to take out his knees. Because you know what? The NFL tells you to do that. That is how the NFL wants you to tackle people. So you got business. Take it to Roger, pussy. You're already in bed with him. Might as well give him a little pillow talk about how you should change the rules.
I mean, maybe this generation's so soft. I'm kind of with Fugo Vegan. As playing tough in the NFL is the new dirty.
I used to see Calvin Johnson get decapitated and obliterated going across the middle every single game. His legs taken out in the open field every single game. The man was forced into retirement because of some of the hits he's taken.
Hospital balls all day.
The greatest football player ever, in my mind, Tom Brady, says you are the problem with football today. You Packers fans, you Rams fans, you Vikings fans who are sitting there and saying, oh, this is soft, they're dirty, this isn't how football should be played. Tom Brady thinks you're a pussy. Tom Brady thinks you're what's wrong with the NFL because he said multiple times, quarterbacks should know, receivers should know. If you're going across the middle, protect yourself or you're going to pay the price.
Yep.
That's football.
It's Tom Brady.
It's football. We're not playing soccer.
I remember growing up on the national Monday Night Football before they do the run through of all the games, and then they do a segment. As one of my favorites. Jacked up.
Yeah.
And they would play the hardest hits across the league.
I love that shit.
Yeah.
Dude.
Again.
Cam Chancellor, one of my favorite players in the history of the NFL.
Yeah.
James Harrison, one of my favorite players in the history of the NFL. Those guys towed the line.
Adamik Sue. That's dirty. That's dirty.
One of my favorite Lions of all time. Those guys towed the line. Brian Branch is not Cam Chancellor the way he decapitates people.
He's a fucking good kid and an even better player.
Yeah. Call him dirty all you want. Don't call him for dinner. Just call him NFC North champion. 2 times coming pretty soon.
2 times.
Bars.
2 times.
All right, we got to go to break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk some more Lions. Some words about our MVP candidate.
California love.
Quarterback. A little California on California love.
There's a video in there for you, Chris.
Tell us about 1800, Chris.
Remember, I have the right to reject that video, Easy. Let me tell you about 1800 Tequila, the smoothest tequila in the game. Something that you NFC North fans, if you're not Lions fans, need to cope. Detroit Lions are proud partners with 1800 Tequila and Woodward Sports, live for every Lions watch party that is live at Hayes Social in Shelby Township. So come show out if you're in the area. If not, watch the stream and see 1800 Tequila, the smoothest drink in tequila. Please drink responsibly.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza now has signature wings. They're all delicious. They got 7 different flavors for you to choose from. My personal favorite is the spicy garlic. You can try them all and choose for yourself. To find a Soroki's near you, go to Sorokis.com. What up, though, everybody, and welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on Woodward Sports. Smash that like button for Speakeasy _ for Tailgate Wins, for Platte Pods. I am Spenny. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. All right, so we all know Jared Goff is playing the best football of his entire God-given life. We all know Jared Goff is having one of the greatest quarterbacking seasons in the history of the NFL through this point in the season. Another quarterback who's had a couple of those seasons himself,
another one,
who's won a couple MVPs himself, had some words about Jared Goff. I haven't heard this yet.
I actually said the wrong one, but still the same shit.
All right, let's see it. Let's hear it, Chris.
Actually, this one's kind of better.
All right.
You got a good scheme. This route right here by Amon-Ra was amazing. You know, he's a great player, but the ball's perfect. Back shoulder, high ball, perfect ball. Great celebration, by the way. Fantastic celebration.
Boom! Shawn Michaels bump.
But I don't think you can give Jared enough credit. I really don't. I think you can say, oh, you know, he's got great skill guys, and Montgomery's a great player, and Gibbs is a great player, and Amon-Ra is great, and the tight end's solid, and all this stuff. But there's a guy pulling the trigger, and he has been really damn good. And the Pack got a good defense. So he was, I know Ja didn't play, but super efficient, balls on time, balls coming out. They got a good line. Yeah. Like, tell me all about how great their supporting cast is. But Mr. Two Gloves there, he was, you know, he was kind of just business as usual, wasn't he?
Hey, first game outside, too. And it wasn't just outside. It was like pouring rain over there in Green Bay. And everybody thought that this was going to be, you know, midnight for, what's her name? Who went out there? Cinderella for Jared Goff. And instead he played even better somehow. That MC.
Well, we always felt like when the dome teams came to Green Bay, especially late in the year, like we had a big advantage.
Yes.
We always felt like make these dudes play catch outside. It's going to be different. And I don't think that was a Green Bay weather game. That was like the crappy game, you know, like we had in 15. against the Bears, where it's like not cold enough to snow and it's raining and crappy. But, you know, we always felt like when it got real cold, those dome teams had a problem. But Jared, man, he's been playing incredible. We all got to give him the credit he deserves because, dude's been dialing it up.
Shout out to Aaron Rodgers there for breaking down the obvious. You know, Jared Goff has been playing out of his mind. He had another perfect first half in the game in Green Bay. He was absolutely lacing it. And these are the non-typical Jared Goff throws. These are tight spirals. They're put in place. Jared Two Gloves out there is making throw. It was awesome to watch. I had no doubt of it. You know, I said the Lions were going to blow him out. I was called a madman. But I want to go to Nick for comment on this first because, Nick, your favorite person in the world is
your
Aaron
favorite
Rodgers.
player, isn't it?
Yeah. So
New
how do you
York
feel about
media
your
icon.
favorite player and also, you know, role model Aaron Rodgers talking about Jared Goff like this?
Well, I'm glad you asked me because this is the first sane thing that Aaron Rodgers has said all year. This guy has been out of his rockers. He's back from Egypt. And he's back from his darkness retreat, and he finally found the light, fellas. He found the light, and the light is Jared Goff. It's good to hear him actually praise Jared Goff. I mean, even though his comments when he lost to the Lions when we went on our magical run is you can't lose to that team when he lost to the Lions. That kind of set our upward trajectory under Dan Campbell. But this really is the first sane thing he's said and done all year.
Yeah, this is two multiple-time MVPs praising Jared Goff during this game because Brady was doing it during the broadcast.
Yeah.
And now you hear Aaron Rodgers do it on the Pat McAfee show. Easy, how you feeling?
Man, this is kind of what we talked about. 06, 24-24, for you guys are kind of confused in the chat. When Tom Brady went on Colin Cowherd and said the similar things about how this offense looked on his Super Bowl runs on his way to 7 rings, and you draw back to the Detroit Lions, what they got going on, it was very, very, very similar. Matter of fact, almost arguably the exact same shit that Tom Brady was saying.
Yeah.
From that point on, that's why I jumped on the Super Bowl bandwagon for the Detroit Lions. I'm like, that's what we're dealing with. I went to training camp. I don't remember the date, August something. Sent a little tweet out. I said, Jared Goff is in complete control of this offense. He's making throws I've never seen him do before his entire career. Looked the best he ever had. There was guy, Stick was one of them, obviously, because he's a super gawker. And he's like, no, this is what we always seen. This is what we always seen. No, it's not.
Nobody's seen this Jared Goff before.
It's not you. This is a brand new Jared Goff.
Yeah.
It's been 3 years in the making, Jared Goff. And as I said before, goddamn, was it worth it? He is playing out of his fucking mind right now. He's playing some of the best football you've ever seen anybody play.
Yeah.
He's the most efficient. And when it comes to like the game, sometimes it's all you need. Like Jordan Love may be able to make a throw that Jared Goff can't. It is what it is. But you find the open guy, and he moved the ball down the field. We won that game. Jared Goff threw the ball for 10 yards 2 times in that game, and we still won. Jordan Love threw it like 39 times because they were fucking fishing deep. For Christian Watson, his fucking depth perception's way off. I mean, like, he is balling out of his mind.
Yeah.
6-24-24 for all the weirdos in the chat. And that's all I gotta say.
Yeah, nobody's seen anybody play football to this caliber. That's why he's consistently breaking records every week. That's why they're putting up statistics that have never been done before in the NFL. And we gotta I'm gonna need to go back and start looking through all these predictions that a man named Spencer made on this show in the offseason.
Cut him and clip him.
They called me a madman when I said the Detroit Lions offense would be historic in the pantheon of the NFL. Not the best offense in the NFL, but one of the best offenses in the history of the NFL. I said that. It's on wax. Go pull the tape. And that's exactly what they are. That's exactly what they're doing. They are the best offense in the NFL. They are one of the best offenses in the history of the NFL. They're being compared to the greatest show on turf. They're being compared to the undefeated New England Patriots. Like, Jared Goff is orchestrating offense 401 to its full capacity. He's got a 4.0 in offense 401 right now. Jared Goff is absolutely lighting teams up. He knows the scheme like the back of his hand. Him, Ben Johnson, Mark Brunell could not be in more sync. Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and Jared Goff are 30 for 30 in their last 30 passes to each other. That doesn't happen in the NFL. That's never happened in the NFL. So they're doing things that no one has ever seen when it comes to the football field. And it's awesome. We just get to sit back and enjoy it and expect it to happen every week.
And if there's anything If people want to hear me admit anything was wrong, it was probably calling Jared Goff the bridge quarterback like everybody else in the world, because that's what the trade was perceived as. You're giving away first-round picks along with the guy. Yeah, that's perceived as a bridge quarterback. And no, he wasn't this version of Jared Goff. That's the part that cracks me up. It's like, no, it's not. That's why the numbers look the way it has. And he'll tell you himself, if you listen to him speak, he's progressed. He's grown physically, mentally. There's throws he didn't do before he got here. He never called his own protection before he got here. He has grown, and that's also kudos to Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell for not just giving him the opportunity, but just seeing it through and providing him with pieces around him. It's not just JG, but I said it yesterday, it's the pieces around him. Brad Holmes being probably the number one, because his team's surrounded with superstar players. But Jared Goff, kudos to him, he's doing the damn thing, and he's absolutely in the MVP conversation, playing out of his fucking mind.
Yeah, Chris?
Most efficient quarterback in football right now.
How do you appreciate Aaron Rodgers' comments on your quarterback?
I mean, I feel great about it. Before I even heard those comments, I put a little 25 schmeckles on Jared Goff MVP case. I did. I had a little $25 free bonus bet. Shout out Caesars.
Shout out Caesars.
Use that and trying to flip that into 200 bones. But no, I think that he is in the best situation he's ever been in, and he's also the best player. And I think, the comments that Stick and everyone have made of, oh, Goff has always been this. To me, I'd love for Stick to be able to just ask Jared Goff himself. Because I'm pretty sure Jared Goff would say that he's improved.
He has.
Like he's said
he
that.
said it in the post game.
He said that multiple times that he is entering his prime. Like, what does that mean? That means you are better than you were. So, to me, I love to see it. I love to see that other quarterbacks, that other people that are experts in this field are giving Jared Goff the credit that he deserves, because he's balling out right now. I don't like that it's a whole, I was here first. Who cares? Just enjoy the party. The party is here.
Yeah.
Jared
Amen.
Goff has arrived.
Amen.
It's awesome.
It is awesome.
This is the number one offense in the NFL currently in points per game. I mean, I think Jared's looked, absolutely great this year. Is there anything you guys want to see him do better? Like, is there even anything he can improve on this point?
No, there's nothing he can improve on. He's the MVP of the league right now. Like, there's no, you cannot ask more from that man. He's playing the best ball of his career by far. He's playing some of the best football that anybody's ever seen, and you can't ask for more than that.
I think the biggest thing I want to see is just him to continue to take care of the football. We win games when he doesn't throw picks.
For sure.
And that's the biggest thing for me. Just keep on keeping the ball
that's what he
clean.
said. He literally said that, after the game, that he has tried to improve on taking care of the ball, tried to improve on the stupid plays and the stupid turnovers. Like, we've seen him make a couple of those throughout his career, but he hasn't so far lately. He hasn't turned the ball over lately. And he has made a considered effort to fix that, and it's so far so good.
Yep.
He's called coming to Detroit the greatest thing that's ever happened to him.
Yeah.
Because help rebuild him. We said it yesterday, too. When we get hyped and ready to run through a wall when you listen to Dan Campbell speak as a fan. Imagine having a personal relationship and being in your ear, rooting you on through the trade that happened. He's sitting here to die. But not when Dan Campbell's your coach. Not when Mark Brunell's your coach. And now when you happen to stumble upon a Ben Johnson as well. Shout out to JG and congratulations to JG. Let's go Lions, baby.
Yeah, Stick Radio in the Woodward Sports Chat says, "Oh wow, a QB trying to improve year to year? No way." Well, he didn't have to, I guess, according to you, Stick.
Yeah, it came in this way.
He didn't have to improve. He didn't improve. He hasn't improved since he got in Detroit. That's your words. But we're gonna go to break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk about the Pistons. But first, let me tell you about Caesars Sportsbook. I told you. You could get up to $1,000 back if your first bet doesn't hit on Caesars Sportsbook, and you can. $1,000 is the max, anywhere from $25 to $1,000. If you use code word Woodward 1000 and scan that QR code, you can get it back if your first bet doesn't hit. Woodward Sports is official sportsbook, Caesars Sportsbook. They got you on the hookup. Like I said, $1,000, up to $1,000 in bonus bets back. If your first bet doesn't cash, all you got to do is use code word Woodward 1000. Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports.
Love Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Congratulations to the real Coach of the Year, Motor City Dan Campbell.
Just put your head down and go to work. It's about to be fun, man. It's about to be fun.
Woodward Sports.
The taller long drink from New Holland Brewing Company is the best alcoholic beverage you can purchase. It is a gin-based cocktail made with real grapefruit puree. It is so good. Please go check it out. New Holland Brewing Company, a local establishment here in Michigan. Support local and just have the best drink on the market. Taller long drink is the best in the game. Go grab some for yourself. What up, though, everybody, and welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on Woodward Sports. Smash the like button and subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. For Easy, for Nick, for Chris, I am Spencer. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. Let's get into Za'darius Smith a little bit, because obviously the biggest news of today, it was the NFL trade deadline. And in our market, Za'darius Smith traded to the best team in the NFL, the Detroit Lions, for a 5th and a 6th round pick. The Lions also getting a 7th in the package with Za'darius Smith. First things first, Easy. How much does Za'darius Smith help everybody else on the Lions defensive line?
Za'darius Smith helps him out, kind of how we were saying earlier, man. Like, he is going to win these one-on-one matchups. He is going to offer these one-on-one matchups to the other guys, too. He can play the inside. He can play the outside. It also helps you. I know AG loves to play man. That's a tall task to do all game long, especially you got rookie Terran Arnold out there. So he just opens up the defense options a little bit more. And obviously, I think he's a leader, like Nick said a little bit earlier, too. Like, I was watching some of his highlights from this season the Detroit Lions posted. And there's one on Daniel Jones that he had where he just didn't quit on the sack. And a lot of people have that opinion of him. A lot of people have that opinion I saw earlier of Chase Young and Jadeveon Clowney. Like, no, like, watch the tape. These guys, sometimes the reason you get a sack is because you didn't give up. And you got him the second time around because he went out of the pocket and did something weird. So Za'darius Smith opens up a lot of things. My favorite thing, personally, for me, though, is just the pressure alone opens up situations for guys that have been balling in the absence of Aiden Hutchinson and before Za'darius Smith even being here, and that's Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch. Yeah. Those are the guys that I'm excited for because they've already been showing you what they could do, and now you're just helping a little seasoning to like what they got cooking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think people are going to divert double teams away from Ali McNeil to help on Za'darius Smith. Za'darius Smith will help, like you said, he will help the secondary. He will help the defense as a whole because he will force the quarterback to get the ball out faster. He will force the quarterback to have to rush a throw or put a throw in a spot when maybe his receiver's not ready for it. And that's why you have a Carlton Davis, Kirby Joseph, a Brian Branch, and maybe a Terrion Arnold who could get his first interception next week, maybe. I don't know. But Za'darius Smith will help the defense as a whole. And he's definitely, like I said, he's the best pass rusher on this team already. One day in, and he's the best pass rusher on the team. So he's going to help the guys on the front for sure. I don't know how much of the double teaming we're going to see on Za'darius Smith, but if they don't, all you got to do is beat one-on-ones, big guy.
You guys know what we've seen a lot of the last 3 weeks? It's linebackers blitzing. We've had to create pressure that way with our with our linebackers. Where do you guys think AG goes from here? Do you think that changes his defensive scheme that you've seen the last 3 weeks, bringing in Smith, or do you guys think he still is aggressive in sending an Alex Anzalone or a Jack Campbell or a Trevor Nowaski on these blitzes?
I mean, I think we're going to see some of that, yeah, because you don't have, like, Breaking news, Za'Darius Smith is not Aiden Hutchinson. He's not a guy that's going to single-handedly wreck your entire game plan, but it's another guy for them to think about. It's another guy for the offensive line to have to worry about. It's no offense to these guys, but it's no James Houston or Agood out there. It is a proven NFL veteran who has made a living getting to the quarterback. So you're definitely going to send some blitzes. You're going to send some packages where you send Kirby, you send Branch, you send Anzalone. We saw Aaron Glenn doing a lot of that in the Green Bay game, and expect him to continue to do that because that's what made the Lions defense get to the quarterback down the stretch last year. We saw him sending Ife Melifonwu a lot, sending Jack Campbell, sending people in the blitz to get to the quarterback. You can continue to expect that from Aaron Glenn in this defense, but Za'Darius Smith is going to help for sure.
I want to know what you guys think he's going to do numbers-wise. Because we kind of talked about his impact and stuff like that. Like, end of season, how many sacks does Za'Darius Smith end with? He's got 5 right now.
11.
I like that.
He'll have 11 sacks. He'll have a forced fumble. And he'll have an interception.
An interception?
He'll have an interception. Because Aaron Glenn likes to bump those guys out in the pass coverage, the defensive ends. He does it a lot. We saw him do it with James Houston. We saw him do it with a couple people. He's a wily veteran. He can get his hand on a ball. Pause. Give me an interception, too.
Nick?
I ain't mad at that.
He's at 5 sacks right now?
5 sacks right now. No interceptions in his career.
I'm going to say he gets 5 sacks in the last 9 games, so he's going to average a little over a half sack a game. But I think the biggest thing he's going to do is going to show up in the playoffs. He's got 4 sacks in 8 career playoff games, and I think that's where you're going to see Za'Darius Smith really flourish is in the playoffs. He's a vet, like we talked about before, and I just think the way Aaron Glenn does bring some of those linebackers, you're going to have to pick one, Smith or the linebacker, and I believe it'll open some things up for Smith on the outside.
Malcolm Rodriguez, 2 sacks on the season.
Let's go.
He's coming back hopefully this week against the Houston Texans.
Yeah, so I think he ends the season with 10 sacks. I got 5 sacks in the remaining 9 games for Za'Darius Smith, newest Detroit line.
I do too, and I think he's gonna come on to the scene hard. Pause, but he's gonna be able to get 2 sacks in this first game.
Oh!
I really think he's gonna come out the gates like cannon, and that's gonna be the talk of the town. But I like the interception one because, Hutch also was known to, get a few of them things as well.
Yeah, but Hutch is built different.
Yeah. Oh, he definitely is. He definitely is. But especially when it comes to the interceptions. Didn't he have like 3 last year as a lineman?
I think his rookie year he had 3,
yeah. He had 3 his rookie year.
Yeah, that was insane.
And then he got 1 last year still against the Panthers, yeah. I'm going to go 9 or 10.
Boo.
Interceptions? No, I'm kidding. No, 9 or 10 sacks. I think for sure.
Have 30 interceptions as a team.
I just think it'll come in bunches. Like it won't be just him
But
getting
remember
in the
these
work.
teams that they're going to play. They're playing Houston. They're playing Indy. They're playing Jacksonville. All the teams that we were salivating to see Aiden Hutchinson go up against.
It's fair.
I could see him sacking Joe Flacco and Trevor Lawrence 4 times between the 2 of them.
But if there's 9 games left, that's like 9. That's like a sack a game.
Yeah.
So that would add up, unless you think he's going off like 2 or 3.
No,
like
if there's 9
every
games
other 2
left
games.
and he gets a sack a game, he'd be at 14
Oh, that's
sacks.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you think he's like a sack a game?
No. But I could see him going, like I said, getting 2 sacks against Jacksonville.
I think Many's a revenge game for him.
Many for sure, yeah.
He played there.
Sam Darnold stone feet in that pocket.
Yeah, I would
Green
put
Bay,
the Packers up there. They got a pretty good offensive line. I know we saw him a little banged up. I think only McNeil
Texas
showed out
banged
for
up
that
right
one.
now.
Actually, if Lee McNeil could do that same thing against their starting center,
You got a couple gray bushes on that defensive line now with Za'Darius and DJ Reader, man.
yeah, you do.
8 sacks the Texans gave up last time out.
Yeah.
Against the Jets.
Yeah.
Chris, I love the call. I'm backing you on it. 2 sacks for Za'Darius Smith in his first game as a Detroit Lion. A great call on your part. Yeah, I do think he absolutely comes out hot in Sunday Night Football.
Is next week the most important game of the season?
No, that Cardinal game was because we won 7 games in a row, or 6 games in a row.
That is true.
Exactly.
Bro, how poetic. Because I just read it again from Sean, the Woodward Sports Check. Schefter reported once more that Dan Campbell expects Aiden Hutchinson back for the Super Bowl if they make it, obviously. How poetic. How like that's going to be a movie, bro.
Can you imagine Aiden Hutchinson in that. What if we wore the blacks in the Super Bowl and he came in like Ray Lewis when Ray Lewis came back for his Super Bowl with just like the nasty ass face mask and the fucking Megatron arms and shit.
They got Megatron legs.
That's what movies was made of, dude. I don't know what movies was made of.
Hunchback for the biggest game in the year, and you have Za'darius Smith
Had
across
fucking
him.
4 sacks in the Super Bowl.
You say Shefty confirmed it?
Shefty, see, we just reiterated what Dan said.
Yeah, he reiterated Dan Campbell's expectations.
Yeah, beliefs.
Okay, well, if Dan Campbell's saying that, then
it's-
that's 100% from Hutch, his doctor,
possible.
everybody involved.
It's possible. That's the timeline of the injury. It is quite possible.
My question is, like, is he going to be in game shape? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it going to be Hutch? You know?
No, I don't think you can expect Hutch. I mean, from that, but
is
what is 75% of Hutch? Is
No,
that
it's
like
still
a
productive.
good
You take it.
defensive
Right,
end compared
right.
to an elite one?
On top of that, too, like
No,
we're
he's
talking
not
about
75%
Za'Darius Smith
of
getting an
Hutch.
interception. Aiden Hutchinson, 3 in his rookie year. I think he's quite literally shown he's got the knack for the football. It's like just to have him in the game regardless.
yeah.
No,
Yeah, you
what's the
don't-
word I'm looking
It's
for?
like
no
I've
question
been,
of
I've been
benching
watching I've been watching Vikings. It's like when Bjorn Ironside led his army into battle, even though he was at death's door. The presence of him in there just riled the guys up. That's Aiden Hutchinson very well could play somebody in Vikings. He looks like a Viking.
Yeah.
Now, one more question before we go to break. So, what do you guys think this does for Aleem's sack total? 'Cause
Grown
I
men
think
would weep, Steve Lehman.
I
That
think
is
we
100%
talk about
true.
Aleem as probably one of the direct player benefits from this acquisition. What do you think this does for his sack total? Based on where he's at now, this acquisition, what do you think is kind of a fair guess for the end of the season for him?
For
fair
Aleem McNeil?
fair line, yeah.
Sacks?
Yeah.
8.
Yeah, eight's a good number.
Where's he at now?
2.5.
2?
I think 2.5.
Yeah, 8. That might be okay. No, it was Za'Darius there.
Yeah. Because that's
I'll
part
go
of my
8.
thinking. That's why I don't think I want to say that Za'Darius could get 7, but I think
I'm
what's
so
really going
happy
to
we
happen.
got a fucking edge rusher, man.
What's really going to happen to me is I think he's going to get a couple, but it's also going to open up for Aleem, and Aleem's going to get a couple of those. So
Shout out to all you weirdos that were like, no, we're good. We have Isaiah Thomas. He's going to take us to the promised land. Al-Q Muhammad's going to take us to the promised land. Brad would never do that. Fucking nerds.
We need a 5th-round pick.
Weirdos.
Yeah, we need. Losing that 5th-round pick really crippled our franchise. Let's go to break. We're gonna come back, and we're gonna talk about the Pistons. We are.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about the Detroit Pistons.
We
coming
have
up.
to.
Sorry, DNC.
Best team in the NBA.
I misread the sheet. It was the wrong break. We're talking about the Pistons, the hottest team in the NBA, coming up next. But first, tell us about Mark White.
I thought I should read for a minute. I got comfortable. Mark White gonna do you right. Give him a call tonight. 248-290-8242. Visit him at markwhitesales.com. He can save you up to $5,000 on the closing costs and the purchase of your new home. It's markwhitesales.com. 248-290-8242.
And let me tell you about the watch party and the post-game show that Woodward Sports hosts for every Detroit Lions game. Live at Hey Social. It was a blast last weekend. The 1,800 girls were out there. Everybody's mustache was in the building. Make sure you come out and join us. It's going to be even bigger of a party because we're doing the pregame show from Hey Social as well right before the game starts. So Unky Neil and Unky Sean are going to be in there warming up the seats for us before we get on the mic for the live watch party at Hey Social and the post-game show with Anson and Stick. All presented by New Holland Brewing Company, Sabbath Coffee Roasters, Soroki's Crispy Chicken and Pizza, and 1,800 Tequila.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi experts, Woodward Sports.
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, the same great service that customers come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today and find the brands you want at lesstanford.com. Les Stanford, together. Let's ride. What up, though, everybody, and welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on Woodward Sports. For Easy, for Nick, for Chris, I am Spencer. We are the Heavyweights. Smash that like button and subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. All right, we talked Lions, we talked Za'Darius, talked a lot of Lions. We got to show the hottest team in Detroit some love right now, because the only team to win 2 games this week is the Detroit Pistons, man. And shout out to the Pistons. I'm not even lying. They played a couple great games. After getting absolutely embarrassed and kicked out of the court by the New York Knicks, they bounced back in a big way, played a great game and an impressive second half against the Brooklyn Nets, and then just had this one in the bag against the Lakers pretty much through 3 quarters. Yeah, the first quarter was a little, but honestly, the whole way you felt like the Pistons are going to win. And the fourth quarter was the best coached and managed Detroit Pistons quarter I've seen in 15 years out of this team. It was just a beauty to watch JB Bickerstaff and how he worked his 2 all-star guards. He had Cade Cunningham and he had Jaden Ivey both stagger. He gave them rests throughout the fourth quarter, brought them both in at the end of the game when you needed to close down the club. Cade Cunningham, the triple-double. He's drawing in the defense, kicking out passes on time, on target. Jaden Ivey knocking down open shots, driving to the lane, and getting tough buckets. Both of them looking very refreshed, looking very motivated, and making game-winning plays without turning the ball over. It was an impressive fourth quarter. It was an impressive game by Cade Cunningham. I believe he only had 3 turnovers to go with his triple-double, and I know I shouldn't be celebrating 3 turnovers, but it's good for him. And
that's really good.
No,
3 turnovers is good.
For that usage.
Jaden Ivey, also a fantastic game for him out there, making plays, making shots. And we know the other guys, Jalen Duren, 2 back-to-back fantastic games. Surprise, Jalen Duren plays 2 good games, and the Pistons win both of them. And Tim Hardaway Jr. was shooting out of his mind. But I just love the way JB Bickerstaff managed his 2 all-star guards in that fourth quarter.
Yeah,
All-star
that was the thing. I mean, look, Ivy is just under 20 points per game right now. So he is playing at an all-star caliber. He is playing at an all-star caliber.
Under 20 points, all-star caliber?
20 points puts you in the conversation. That's all it is.
I don't know about that, right?
I'm not saying he is. I'm saying that puts you in the conversation. That gets you on the ballot of 50 people that they then cut down to 10. But this is what I've always been talking about, Easy, and this is where I wanna be totally fair to you and give you the floor to reemphasize your point on the Ivy and Cade, because what we saw was a great quarter from those 2 players, led by those 2 players. And I know your thing has always been that you say that it can work to an extent, but not to a championship extent. And yes. I am not by any means taking a victory lap here right now, because it is the 3rd regular season win, although the 3rd regular season win last year came December 30th. So this is this is a big celebration.
January.
That's terrible.
You see when they told K that, he's like, oh goddamn.
Yeah, but so this isn't by a victory lap by any means, but this is 3 impressive wins. 2 of those coming off playoff teams in a very tough portion of the schedule. They're playing competitively against playoff teams. So I think that my point has always been the jury is, it's too close to call it. It's too soon. It's too soon to call it. Let's surround these players with better pieces, and they're starting to do it. You're seeing Jalen Duren step up, which is a huge thing for them. If Tobias Harris could shoot better than 18% from 3, that'd be fucking great.
Yeah,
that'd be fantastic, because he's actually playing good defense. He's actually surprisingly top 20 in blocks this year so far. The one thing that this Pistons team has to fix, they're top 15 in defense. That is very good. That is good enough for a team of the Pistons caliber to make the playoffs. Cade and Ivy are both top 10 in turnovers in the NBA right now. Now, that is partially skewed because they played 8 games. Most teams have played 7, so partly skewed. But they have got to take care of the ball. That is the last piece. That and the shooting around them has to continue to improve. Tobias has to improve. Ron Holland has to improve. Asar, if he's going to get into this 10-man rotation, has to improve. Tech is shooting 29% from 3. He has to improve. It can't all just be Tim Hardaway going lights out from 3 and Malik Beasley having good nights here and there every other night. They need more shooting, and they need to take care of the ball. And if they do those 2 things, man, in this stretch, 3 and 5 against all those teams, this is a playoff team.
Yeah, they have a very winnable 4 games coming up, and they could go on a little run here. Don't let the Pistons get hot, but I just loved. I love seeing what Cade has become into this year. He's legitimately looking like one of the most dangerous players in the NBA, and obviously the turnovers is the one Achilles heel of his game so far this year. And he
last night cleaned up.
Yeah, he cleaned it up last night, and he was playing damn good defense on LeBron James down the stretch. It was
I
just
think the Pacers game, he was pretty well too, not turning the ball over. Cade's been. I've seen flashes of Cade cleaning up the turnover problem. That's been a problem.
It's been for sure problem.
I don't think I've seen as many spots where he's had it cleaned up like this. I think it's been consistently 6 or 7 a game, and to have the few games he had this year so far without him, I'm impressed. And for Jaden Ivey, Chris, I know you said the pieces around them. No, dude. Jaden Ivey was fantastic last night. He was great.
Away from him.
Only thing I'd say is I think we know he has these flashes. The question has always been the consistency of it surrounding Jaden Ivey, the shooting included. But I mean, JB Bickerstaff just giving him the opportunity, I think, allowed confidence in himself. You saw the social media post of Ivey heading into the season. I believe he staggered them at the end of that first quarter going into the second half, then once more in the third. And I think
the fourth.
And the fourth. And I think that allowed those guys to get in their, zone, I should say. And then, Ivey was knocking down shots. Bro, by the way, Holland flashed a few times for me last night, too. Nick, I know you're upset with the shooting, but just he's got that grit, bro.
Yeah,
he's got the Detroit grit about him.
He's a dog defense. He's a big player. He's getting to the bucket and finishing tough contested shots. Yeah, we knew the shooting was going to be a problem.
A quiet 10 points.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 12 points.
Yeah.
He had that pro Euro to the rim. That was smooth. That was
the one offensive board too, going down there with the big guys. Let me grab this right quick, put it back. He can grow into something special. I see where the talks were about him before he was even drafted. Because remember, he's supposed to be number 1 overall at one point. You're starting to see a little bit of that stuff. That shit catches my eye a little bit, to be honest with you, Nick.
Yeah, this team is extremely impressive right now. The way they bounce back, you win 2 straight. You can honestly win the next 3 games. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. And you're talking about a team that's over 500.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about right now. Detroit basketball, I believe, is back. I'm just going to say it. Detroit basketball is back. This team is not – I thought last year the team played without a lot of pride in this city of Detroit, and it seemed like Monty took out their love of the game.
He did.
It seems like Bickerstaff has restored that in Detroit, and that means a lot. I love to see what Ivey's doing right now. When this team is stagnant, Ivey's getting to the rack, and even if the shot's not going in, he's getting fouled. So he's getting easy looks at the stripe. And the thing about Ron Holland, I love everything besides the shooting. Started his career 1 of 16. If that shooting number gets to 30%, you're looking at an all-star 3 for the future. You're looking at an actual all-star small forward who is a dominant defender with a motor that does not stop.
I'm gonna come. I agree, Nick, and that's what it is. That's why they brought in Fred Vincent, and hopefully he can help that. Real quick, Chris, before we get to you, we just got a segment for tomorrow because on PTI right now they're asking the question: Sewell for Offensive Player of the Year.
Now, of course. It's Jeff Saturday.
It's Jeff Saturday.
Former offensive lineman.
But I saw.
It's just nice to see it outside of Detroit.
Well.
Yeah, it's nice to see outside Detroit having those conversations.
Mina Kimes also tweeted, whispers Penny Sewell.
But it's absolutely incorrect because Jared Goff is doing everything.
Wait until Penny gets a couple touchdowns this year. But
he almost had one and that gets down.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that tomorrow for sure. Chris, Pistons.
Yes, I just want to highlight one more name, and this does kind of come as contrast to Duren, but I believe you need both of them to fuel the Pistons to the playoffs, and that is Stewart. Yes, Isaiah Stewart has played great. Yeah. He has the highest box plus minus on this team, and it's not even close. 17.8. Next is Tobias at 7.3 and Cade at 6. Like, Isaiah Stewart has been a real difference maker, and I know JB even quoted that. I think it was after the Brooklyn game. I don't think it was after this game, where he said, I know that you guys won't write about him, but Isaiah Stewart has been a difference maker, and he absolutely has. He's stolen that spot from Paul Reed. Paul Reed is now just the third string center on this team. Isaiah Stewart has been absolutely awesome, and I think it is lighting a fire under Jalen Duren's ass, because I think JB Bickerstaff has no problem going to Stewart over Duren if Duren doesn't have it.
Absolutely
so
not.
No, yeah.
I love this. I love the culture that JB Bickerstaff is building with this franchise. I think it is translating to wins, and I think a lot of this young talent that we've collected, drafting at the top of the draft for the last several years, is going to pay off, because now you're seeing a coach that can actually put that young talent in positions to succeed.
Yeah, Isaiah Stewart, I apologize, because I was offering you up to anybody who'd take you a couple years ago, and even last year I was saying, you are not a piece that would be a part of this team when this team is good.
Yeah.
You've been the third best player, at the very least the third best player, probably the second best player on the team this year. You are the gray bush on this team. He is the wily vet. He's the longest tenured Detroit Piston. And he's playing out of his mind, like Cade said.
A new father, a new motivation, maybe.
Cade said, like, he's a tough person to score on, and that's what he blocked LeBron a couple times last night. Isaiah Stewart, known bully of LeBron James.
Duren had a block on LeBron too.
Yeah, it's awesome seeing him play like this, and I agree with you, Chris. JB Bickerstaff makes no woes about it. He doesn't care who you are. If you're not playing defense, you're not going to play. And so Jalen Duren's been sat down a couple times, and Isaiah Stewart's taking advantage of it. So JD has gone out there, and hats off to him. After a couple bad games to start the season, he has played his ass off the past 2 games, and they've both been wins. So we need Jalen Duren to
There's a direct correlation.
To continue playing like that.
It was a complete team win. And I real quick, I want to shout Cade for grabbing Duren at the end of the game, where he kind of was getting a little slow. He was getting ready. I'm sorry, Stu, before he was getting ready to get crazy. I thought it was a soft toss, and
it was a soft tech for sure.
Yeah.
I think he did it because they saw that replay, and with the replay, I was on the Lakers broadcast for just random reasons. I don't know. I was
Beast.
Nope. What the hell? What is that? No. Yeah, I was on the Lakers broadcast. They are just the biggest obvious LeBron slappies in the world, but the replay was so clear that he got ball before body, mean mug, the step over, like the end of his legs, like, dude, that was so great to see from Stewart. I'm so happy that the NBA called that as it was, and it was a block.
Yeah, he was about to crash out, Cardi, yes, for sure. Yeah. But great leadership by Cade Cunningham to walk over there.
Relax.
Hey, bro, we're about to win this fucking game. Like, stop.
Bro, we didn't do it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I love seeing that out of Cade. Detroit basketball is fun to watch again. At the very least, they're fun to watch play basketball, and they've won a couple games. JB Bickerstaff is a breath of fresh air
on their resume.
Yeah, this team is not held hostage by a terrorist anymore. JB Bickerstaff is out there actually coaching these guys up, and you love to see it.
Tobias is doing a damn good Monty Williams impression. I'll tell you that. You gotta hit your fucking threes,
Tobias is trying his damnedest,
but
they're not letting it happen. We're going to go to break. We're going to come back. We can get some mailbag questions in. Tell us about merch, Chris.
If you are tired of the same old Detroit sports merch, head on over to woodwardsports.com. Click that shop tab today and upgrade your Detroit sports wardrobe. They got the best merch in the game. Hoodies, tees, hats, all of that guaranteed to turn heads. Head on over to woodwardsports.com. Click that shop tab today. Get yourself some fly, brand new merch.
The countdown to kickoff is here. Your Detroit Lions are ready for another season of grit. Woodward Sports is your #1 destination for all breaking news and Lions coverage. We are Detroit's #1 sports network. We are Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce every Tuesday during Big D Energy and Thursdays during Ermanni and Edwards, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that DMAC trusts. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call 248-426-9944. What up, though, everybody, and welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights. Make sure you smash that like button. We got a couple minutes left here. Let's get to what?
400.
400. YG 400. Yes, let's get into 400. Smash that like button. Shout out to Dixie Normus in the Woodward Sports Chat. I love the Lions. I like the Tigers, but go Stars.
Mailbag.
Gross. What are you, Justin Satawa?
Yeah, that's probably him.
Good pull.
Does Ivy make an all-star? You guys both were talking about it.
No, I don't think Ivy will. Cade will for sure. Ivy will make an all-star game in the future, but not this year. I could see, like, if this Pistons team continues to grow, continues to do what they're doing, to have that kind of Toronto Raptors backcourt in the East, where you got Ivy and you got Cade, then they're just all-stars.
And let's not forget that the NBA is also the league that will give Kyle Korver an all-star appearance. It will give Jeff Teague an all-star appearance. Guys that are not playing like
relax
top 20
on Jeff
players,
Teague. That was disrespectful.
Jeff Teague is good, but
Jeff Teague has one of the best podcasts in the game right now.
He had a hell of a year when he got that.
Dude, that shit is so funny, man.
I'm like, Jeff Teague ain't do shit.
Jeff Teague is one of the funniest NBA players ever.
I just did. He's just
dude,
not.
That Hawks team, they had 5
exactly.
all-stars.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Didn't
saying.
the Pistons throw them all out at the same time?
5 actual all-stars is what I'm
I mean,
saying.
Tayshaun did not make
they were
the
a good
all-star
team that
team.
year.
The NBA hoed Tayshaun and didn't give him the all-star nod.
Yeah.
Fellas, I've been seeing a lot out of Ivy just like straight like as a leader. Like it seems like he's determined to get to the rack like at will this season, which I haven't like he's done it in years past, but it's not like what we're seeing right now. It seemed like he's easily taken a step forward in the right direction. Does he remind you guys of anybody? Like right now, like watching his game, I'm like, I feel like I've seen this before, but I just can't put it like
Russell Westbrook.
It's Russell Westbrook.
John Wall.
John Morant.
John Morant.
I don't know.
Anybody
it's something,
uber
but
athletic.
anyone uber athletic, but with a jumper now.
The jumpers look great. He is
easy.
He's one of the quickest players, probably the quickest player in the NBA. His first step is absolutely deadly. It was so funny.
So he had a block last night too.
Watch it, yeah. He had a block in the Lakers game that we went to. Remember that?
Yeah.
That chase down block.
Actually, it was on Reeves again.
That was my favorite part of watching the Pistons offense last night.
It was right in front of me.
They were hunting Austin Reeves.
Yeah.
Whether it was Cade Cunningham or Jaden Ivey, they were running pick and rolls, running switches until they got Austin Reeves in isolation, and then they were just absolutely murdering him.
You know what was funny too, to speak to Jaden Ivey's quickness, is Anthony Davis, one of the best shot blockers in the league, had a play where Jaden Ivey blew by, and Anthony Davis was obviously the rim protecting help defender, and he couldn't even time it right. He couldn't time it right to get the block. He ended up being too slow, and that's because Ivey just has that next level quickness. So
Jesus, Tobias was 1 for 7.
Yeah, Tobias needs to shoot better.
Yeah,
needs to shoot better.
Shout out to Tim Hardaway
on
though.
the season.
Shout out to
Tim Hardaway.
Tim Hardaway. Shout out to Tim Hardaway.
Down.
49% from 3 this year.
Yeah, he's been stroke that bitch,
Crazy.
Cuzzo.
Jesus.
Stroke that thing, Cuzzo. Hey, yo.
I don't think any
legendary
of us.
2K moment.
Yeah, legendary.
I don't think any of us had the expectations of having like a 500 team, 41-41. But I want to ask, have your guys' expectations changed after the first 8 games?
No, I feel like somebody was called a madman for saying this team would win 35+ games.
Somebody's calling me a madman.
Somebody called me a madman, but no, they played well. They look better than I expected for sure. Obviously, the first couple games were tough. They should have won 1 or 2 of those even. So continue to play like this, and 35 wins is very, very obtainable.
The blowout against the 76ers was like, okay. Like, they're without Embiid right now. They're kind of bad. Without Paul George, they're kind of bad. That last night against the Lakers, that was impressive. And only 3 guys didn't score double digits. Like, that's why Kate had the triple-double. Everyone was fucking hitting their shots. So it's like, can they keep that up? I don't know, but Jaden Ivey's definitely shooting a lot better. He's even hitting at the rim last night too.
Yeah,
a lot of those like blown layups.
Yeah, Jaden Ivey, we've seen him miss a lot of layups in his career, which pisses me off because if I was Jaden Ivey, I would be trying to end every single life I see in the paint. I wouldn't be laying the ball up. Yeah. Like, I'm either dunking on you, you're blocking me.
Well, he does, but it gets sketchy because he falls and gets hurt.
He
tries.
He
so
needs
high
a little
up there.
bit more jaw in him.
Needs a little bit more.
You
Just
don't care.
forget. Yeah, just
Did you see one last night?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
But last night he made some very acrobatic, very tough layups.
Yeah.
I saw Kate Cunningham also making these driving, sweeping layups, kissing them off the glass. Impressive game. But that'll do it for us today. Appreciate you tapping in. Biggest news of the day, obviously, Za'Darius Smith, now a Detroit Lion. You're going to be hearing about it all week until he gets C.J. Stroud in his clutches on Sunday.
One more thing. If Ivy can keep that up, Jesus, my voice almost came back there. If Ivy can keep that up defensively, I think create more opportunities for him offensively.
Oh, 100%.
Well, maybe we'll be wrong.
Thrives on you get. He had a steal on Austin Reeves last night.
Yeah.
That was not. He fouled the shit out of him. They didn't call it. They're running down the court. Cade had the ball. LeBron was the only one back. Ivy was coming off the wing. I was like, bro, Cade, throw the lob on Grandpa. I wanted to see Ivy just in the air on top of LeBron. Cade played it safe. It ended up being a foul, I believe, on Isaiah Stewart, and he shot some free throws.
Cade's defense on LeBron last night.
Playing great defense. I wanted to see.
That speaks to JB.
I wanted to see Cade do that, but you know what?
The very first night you saw JB's presence.
Also could have been a turnover in that play. You missed the lob. LeBron makes something happen. Could have been a turnover. He played it safe. They ended up getting 2 points out of it anyways. But, oh, my God. If Cade would have thrown that thing up or off the backboard to Ivy on top of LeBron.
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Like, the future is now, old man. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Appreciate you tapping in. Smash that like button. Come on, man. We need your voice back. For Easy, for Nick, for Chris, I'm Spencer. We're the Heavyweights. Catch you guys. Peace.